sign of the commencement of race 2. Already on this heavy 9 going. The light will come on at any tick of the clock. Almost set. Now they're right. Spin the Knife completes the line. Just the 5 to go. The Gates Spring, they're off and racing. Mervyn won the start. He always the last of them to go. Wilchino got out very well, and she's going to camp right over the hindquarters here of this leader Mervyn. Followed in behind them Jericho Missile. On the rail as he always. Spin the Knife actually drops out to be back there at the tail of the field as they work along past inside the 700. Mervyn controlled in front by McNaught. Has the company of the favourite Wilchino sitting up there on his outside. 2 lengths away Jericho Missile. Over on the inside Staples is bustling along. He always, and Spin the Knife is last of all as Mervyn heads into the home straight. By the 350, Mervyn's the leader. Parnham makes his move now on Wilchino. Didn't take long to put paid to Mervyn. 3 lengths behind them. He always Jericho Missile. Spin the Knife back last of all, but it's Wilchino sailing away from them. 100 left to go. He's shaking her up. Wilchino clear of He always running to second, but it's Wilchino back into the winner's circle. Much too classy for them. Wilchino beat home He always. Then came Mervyn, Jericho Missile, and Spin the Knife cut up to finish last. Too good there. Wilchino, Chris Parnham back in the saddle this afternoon, has now ridden this mare to 8 of her 9 victories. Some association. Delighted connections there, cheering her back into the winner's circle this afternoon for Dan Morton, winning very comfortably from the horse they thought might have been able to test her. Not the case, though. He always second. Mervyn battles home into 3rd placing from Jericho Missile, and Spin the Knife, well, it was back there putting the cue in the rack. Back along last. Wilchino by Machino, standing once again this coming spring down at Alwyn Park. Very popular side these days, of course. The deeds of so many of his very good horses, including this mare who's now won 9 of 14 out of Wild Park for Low Flying Racing. Carol Morton, R. McNally, Mrs. E. McNally, Miss F. McNally, and also Mrs. A. O'Callaghan, Buck Rogers, A. Smith, S. Buckby, D. Holt, D. Druitt, V. Nichols, Mark Lidlow, M. Premier, E. G. Spalding, B. and P. Williams, T. Wilson, Chris Parnham, the pilot. 59.61 here. The time, 34.56. The last 600 sectional. 2 1/4, 2 3/4, 2 1/4, 2 3/4. She did it very, very comfortably indeed. So it'll be interesting to see what Dan Morton does now with Wilchino, with the spring and the features, the big prize money, of course, throughout the pinnacles there ahead of her. Such a talented mare. We'll find out in a tick when we join Britt. The 3rd event at 12.19, Glenn Lee's 60th birthday plate. 1300 comes next. Number 3, Union Jack. The scratching, the race for the 2-year-olds under set weights and penalties. What does the future look like now for Wilchino after bouncing back quickly into the winner's circle, Britt?
It's good to see her back, doing it in style as well. Vinnie Collicker joins me now. Vinnie, after that run in the Beaufine, today she bounces back. How did you assess that performance today?
Oh, very good. Chris rode a more positive space in and outside of the lead, and treated as the best horse in the race, which he is, and she put him away quite easily.
We know after that failed Winterbottom run, she went into that race favourite. She had her issues that day and since had the knee op and whatnot. How has she returned to the stable? I know there's always concern when they've had a little bit of an issue and had to have some surgery. How have you seen her return?
Oh, she hasn't put a foot wrong. Like she's been sound out since she's come back in. We always do the pre-training at Campbell McCallum's, who does a fantastic job for us. So he just trots it up, does all the slow work, and then we just bring her in for the last few weeks for fast work. So no, she hasn't put a foot wrong.
What were you thinking going into a heavy 9 surface today?
I wasn't too concerned. I know that we got a bit of rain during the week and also last night, but I don't think it was more the track last start. I thought it was more the fitness, the hit out. Like she went into that pretty underdone and from the wide gate, punched 4 or 5 deep, and she just probably knocked up late. So, no, I wasn't too concerned today with the track.
Straight to the paddock today and now after this run in preparation for a Winterbottom campaign?
I haven't spoken to Dan, but I would say so, yep.
Congratulations on getting this victory.
Thanks, Brit.
There is Vince Colica after the win of Will Chino, and you would imagine that it's to the paddock after this on Monday, Scott, because she has a Winterbottom to aim up at and try make amends for last year.
Well, I mean, she had genuine excuses after going around favourite in the Winterbottom. That was probably something we didn't see coming on race day when she jumped favourite ahead of Elite Street. And unfortunately for the stable, nothing really went right with either of them. They pulled up with genuine excuses, but Chris Parnham knows this mare really well, and I'm sure he'll be able to give us an insight both into how she is compared to last preparation and the track conditions. Let's start with how she is versus last preparation. Chris?
Yeah, no, she seems pretty much back to her old self. She's not it's not a preferred surface, heavy ground, so she probably just did it on class today, but looking forward to what she can do later in the year.
Imagine she heads on a Winterbottom preparation again. Do you think that she's up to that level?
Oh, look, she hasn't proved it yet, but she certainly gives us the signs. If everything's right with her heading into a race like that, she'll be very competitive.
Expectation for birthday ballot in the next?
Yeah, run well, just drawn a bit awkward, so probably have to go back from that wide barrier and be hitting the line.
And in case you don't ride another winner today, a reflection quickly on your own season.
Yeah, been very good. Last season was a breakout season for me, so backed it up season later with a pretty good one as well. So, no, it's been great, along with your help.
Oh, needed it.
Yeah, I did, yeah.
Congratulations, well done.
Yeah, thanks.
There is Chris Parnham and, of course, his manager, Scott Embry, there reflecting on a season that was. But I don't know about Scotty's lack of confidence in case you don't ride another winner. Come on now, Chris will be riding another winner at some stage of today's program. Wins the Narwini on Will Chino for Danny Morton.